Lawama giving all praise unto Yabashim Al Shabashim Kwahakodash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone and the honest brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a relatively quick video. I'm going to call this something to the effect of Not So Great Britain. And at the minute, we are experiencing inflation here within the UK, food inflation, petrol inflation. Petrol's nearly £2 right now. And when you do the conversion from pounds to when I say £2, I mean £2 a litre. When you do the conversion from gallons to pounds, I think it works out that I'm not so sure, but I'm pretty sure it works out that petrol here was already expensive in comparison to America, because obviously America's got means of accessing oil over there, but over here we got to import it, so it was already expensive. And now you got a situation where prices have been going up. They've been creeping up. I did a video yesterday or today, I forget when exactly I did it, dealing with the housing market bubble because of increased interest rates. So mortgages are going to go up. They're going to be more expensive to access. But also too, house prices are going to go down, I believe, as a result of those increased interest rates that the bank is going to be asking for. So too, now we see that the energy price cap that they had out here within the UK, of which I think it was less than £1,000 about 2 years ago, which basically meant that the company that supplies you with electricity or anything like that, they had a limit of how much they could charge you for, and that was raised. I think it was about to 1,500 about a couple of months ago. And a lot of people was a lot of people out here within the UK are struggling. Now what you do have is you do have a somewhat strong, somewhat resilient middle class, depending on what city you're living in. And so the protests and the rioting hasn't quite started yet, but everybody is feeling the pinch. Okay, everybody out here within the UK is currently feeling the pinch, because there was a time where you could run your household for about £30 a month, right? £30 a month, you could run your electricity and your heating needs. About 5, 6, 7 years ago, 30 to £100 a month, you was able to run your utilities, right? And now it's creeping up to more like £200, £300. Okay, so you think about that. That's almost like a threefold, maybe a tenfold increase in that. And you got to realize about the lower classes here within the UK, or just based on where you live. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people ain't got money saved up. A lot of people ain't got property, right? When people see Britain from the outside, they think of the Queen, and they think of these plush neighborhoods like Chelsea and a lot of those areas. But you got more Manchesters and you got more Liverpools within the UK than you have Londons. You got to remember that, right? Really, it's just London. It's like, okay, where else is it nice? Everywhere, right? Not real. I mean, you got nice areas, nice places. York is all right. That's like one area but York is small. But York is all right. Maybe Bristol's all right. But the vast majority of the areas that you go through in in the UK, they're rough areas. They're really rough areas. So people are living paycheck to paycheck. They're living on benefits, and they're just about managing. And you can see now that measures are they're having to put measures in place, because the energy prices are about to go up again. All right, the cost of living. Rishi Sunak quizzed on why wealthy get £400 energy discount, because obviously there's a disparity, right? The thing with the UK and many places are like, it's not that it's overpopulated, because most of the world is not overpopulated. That's a myth. That's a lie. Spain, watch the videos on Spain, dealing with Spain, on how basically most of Spain and France is empty. I've driven in the northwise of England, and most of you're talking about empty space. I gotta take a 45-minute drive in every direction from the point I am now, and you're gonna see mostly empty space. I've done it. I've done it. Most of Britain is empty. What we have is a high concentration of wealth, where the wealthy, furthermore, distribute a little bit of their resources onto the poor. You got to always got a concentration of wealth. London is a great example of that. And it's just like the epicenter of wealth, and it was one of the richest countries that you had, one of the richest cities that you had for the longest, right? And you think about it, nothing's produced there, so why is it so rich? Well, that's a whole nother story. But there's a high concentration of wealth. The vast majority of the areas are surrounding, they're poor, right? So that's why that particular statement has been made. And what we see here within the UK, and this is a good article here, what you see here within the UK, you're seeing the UK starting to fail now. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's too much. Vine guest says UK on Greek-style economic crisis after Sunak handouts. Whenever you see the government handing out like £400, right? £400. So and this ain't no free £400. That's gonna add more inflation to the economy. That's what people don't realize. You was out there having your so-called furlough money. You was destroying your own economy. I mean, I took that shit because you can invest that in silver or something, and then you can get then you could be winning, right? But look what happened to Greece. UK is about to go the way of Greece, and many places are about to go the way of Greece, man. Jeremy Vine guest Mike Perry says Sunak measures will see the UK end up like Greece 10 years ago, as he forecasted the new cost of living package will stoke, what did I just say? Yeah, stoke more inflation, right? And you think that this guy Sunak and his handlers, they don't know that? Of course they know that, man. That's the end all be all. The end all be all is to devalue the pounds and pennies that's within your pocket to the end that they could destroy this kingdom, man. That they could destroy this kingdom. It will cause Greece-like inflation. Why? Because you're handing out money, but you're not producing anymore. Same thing that happened with the ragamuffin, where they was handing out furlough money, so you could sit at home, right, eating ice cream whilst you're getting paid from the government. Why do you think global inflation and we're damn near in an economic crisis right now? Why do you think we're damn near in an economic crisis? Because you got a situation where everybody overprinted. Everybody had a situation where money was being handed out like it's hotcakes, for lack of a better word. And now you got a situation where where it's difficult to get money now, right? Difficult to get a loan. Why is it difficult to get a loan? Because they can't guarantee you're gonna be able to pay that thing back. Right? Difficult to get a mortgage. Right? Difficult to get commodities and goods because there's been an increase, right, in the value of those goods because the money that you're using has gone down. That's worldwide. You can see Britain's going the way of Greece right now. And this ain't no, like, come on, man. This ain't no deep economics, man. You go into deep economics, man, bruh, you're gonna tear out that money that's in your pocket. Mr. Perry criticized Rishi Sunak's announced plan to tackle the impact of soaring energy inflation. And why don't they have a situation where they actually invest within the energy sector? You think about that. If it was a kingdom that was going to continue, then what would you do? You would invest within the energy sector, right? So you got wind, right? You got hydroelectric power, right? Because most of Britain is windy, right? Most of Britain is windy. And most of Britain has got access to a shore. Like, you're never like 2-3 hours away from a shore, innit? Like, you can go east or west, and you're never a few hours away from a coast. So why don't they invest more? Why isn't his plan? I'm not saying that's a plan that's going to work. I'm just saying, at least on the surface of it, that might look like that's going to work, right? You could really sell that. So why haven't they unveiled a $100 or $1 billion plan to build more hydroelectric so that they could alleviate dependency on imported energy? Why haven't they done that? Because they're looking to crash this economy, man. With all the money that they've handed out, £400 to everybody within Britain, it's what, like 300 million? You're looking damn near a few hundred million there, if not $1 billion, right? Why haven't they used that money to invest into energy, the energy sector, which in turn you're gonna have what? Growth off of the back of that. Because if you invest in the energy sector, well, somebody's gonna build those machines, right? So now you got a whole cycle of economic growth right there. That's how you build an economy. You build the economy by building the middle class. You build the middle class by having manufacturing jobs, things that you have people that are making stuff, right? But they're in a position now where they're getting ready to crash these economies. And this is a global economy. Everything's linked up together. Right? When Britain goes down, it ain't just gonna be Britain. Well, when the dollar goes away, especially the dollar, it ain't just gonna be the dollar, and you're going what? You're gonna use the yuan? It'd be ridiculous, man. Right? The way these banks are set up, the way this economy is set up, when one country fails now, especially in the times that we're living now, I'm talking about the major players. I'm not talking about like Sri Lanka or something, man. Right? The major players, Britain, Germany, and they're all experiencing inflation. Germany, inflation. Britain, inflation. The United States, inflation. Okay? When one of these major economies starts to go kaput, as you can see here within the UK, you better believe the end is nigh. Right? You better believe the end to fiat currency is nigh. They're getting rid of this fiat currency, man, for the MLTB system. Mr. Perry argued that Sunak has put the economy in dire peril. So hold on a minute. You just picked up upon that? What about the 6 months to a year people were sitting at home eating ice cream because they was on government pay? What about the inflation that was caused by that? He added after the warning that current measures could increase the UK inflation and drag the country into a situation similar like Greece 10 years ago with inflation rate at 120%. Right? And I suppose that's all the point that I need to make right here, man. Right? That's beautiful. That's the spirit. I wasn't expecting to see that article. Right? But I think all the points have been made, man. You can see what's happening out here. Right? Britain's going the way of Greece. Okay? Britain's going the way of Greece. Right? And they're gonna use, it's 21 billion? Wow. Tories backlash at Rishi Sunak's 21 billion cost of living bailout. That's crazy. That's crazy. So 21 billion's worth of inflation. Wow. That's crazy. With no increase in production. Right? Britain ain't making more cars and exporting more cars. The days of Sheffield still are way, way, way in the past, man. So this place is done, man. This place is done. Okay, this place is done. And many other countries are gonna follow through. I won't be surprised at all within the next couple of months, Britain will be in a dire economic position. Okay, I won't be surprised. I suppose it takes time for the measures to go in and then the effects of inflation to be felt. Okay, that might take time, but this place is done, man. So with that, I say, all praise unto Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Mukwa HaKodesh, double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone, and honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.